Good morning, everybody, and welcome to my Ascension Messages. My name is Bobbie Richardson, and I will be your guide for today. Today, we are going to do some channeling, but we're also going to play with some tarot. I do this weekly live, and then following this, I open the chat bar up for single readings if you are interested. Also, I have a new channel message video that's just been put up yesterday, and seems to be getting a bit of traction on the YouTube. So that's good. If you want to go check that out, it's coded messages to help you awaken. Really powerful messages there, and put into a beautiful video so that you can just feel into those codes. What else have I got? I have an interview coming up with Natalie. We tried last week, but schedules didn't pan out for that. So we're trying again this week. And another interview with Robert on Skeptical Podcast. So that's happening tomorrow. Hey, lady, good to see you. All right. A little bit late this morning, getting out of bed. Going to be honest. Okay, I'm going to throw my glasses on. Just realized. Let's see what energies we have today. So they said to title this "Every Day is a New Day," as a new you. Sorry. If I'm bringing in the energy of that, they want us to come into that feeling of even every moment is a new you, and keep on letting go of the old you so that you can be present, which gives you a present, because the more you can get into that routine within your mind, the more you can stay in the moment, and the easier it becomes to let go of things, or the logical mind trying to hold on to things. Obviously, if there's something that needs to be said, then say it straight away, or say it as soon as you possibly can, or ask for appropriate time for you to say it, and then try to let it go. But if we can step into every moment being a new us, then we are moving towards the right direction. And we are starting to train our logical mind that it doesn't have every single hold or bearing on our reality or creating the next step. It's clearing a path. And it's really important at the moment because of these new energies that are bombarding us at the moment, new photons from, the sun. And also, I wanted to just bring up one thing with the Schumann's resonance. I learned something valuable. I'm no scientist or anything, but it is someone pulled me up about that. It is actually the Schumann's resonance is actually the vibration of Earth, and that can be affected by the sun, which is what I should have put in my my channel messages that I pulled through. I understood where they were coming from, but I didn't know the science behind what the actual word meant. So yeah, that's what happens sometimes. We make mistakes, and I will own that when it happens. So let's get into the tarots anyway and see what's going to fall out for us for this week. And I think next week, actually probably this week, we should focus on the month of July. That's a good idea. Okay, let's focus on the month of July for this week. Month of July, new energies coming, ascension messages, anything that can help us understand ourselves more, move us into higher frequencies, what's approaching us, all of that sort of thing. Wow, like we've had one card fall and all that shuffle. Hey, Paula. Here we go. another down. You can see that one. Okay, we've got a couple coming now. Interesting. And another one. That one. Okay. What about final outcome? Final outcome. We've got a couple here that came out together. Okay. So, interesting too. Right off the bat, we have two. The first one that I saw was the Eight of Wands, and the Eight of Wands is fast movement, something coming towards us a lot quicker than what is expected. I think the reason why this happens too is because when we start to live more in present moment and start to let go of things, then we're not living in that anxiety of trying to grasp outside of ourselves for validation and for the world to show us how good we are and all of that sort of stuff. We come back to how we're truly feeling within us, and then and then more surprises come our way because we're not now focused on anticipating what's happening. They're showing me like a boiling pot. You know, when they say if you watch the pot boil, it never boils, that sort of feeling. And when we bring ourselves back to our inner value and how we feel, we're no longer watching the pot boiling. So then all of a sudden it looks like it boils faster because you've got your attention on something else and you're actually living your life in the moment and having fun while you're doing it. So then when these gifts come in, they look like they're coming in a lot quicker. So that's one thing that can happen when we ride these ascension waves correctly and not from an unbalanced mind. The two cards that did fall out before that card, but they were turned upside down, were, excuse me, 10 of Coins, 10 of Pentacles, which is like a doorway to me into something brand new. And we're like standing at the threshold of that doorway, looking at all these possibilities that can be coming our way. But they said that they want you to not focus, even though it's kind of like a beautiful light ahead of you. Also remember that as you move through this doorway into many possibilities, there are gems on the road. There are beautiful spaces in between where you're coming from a negative mind frame or a mind frame that is grasping for your reality to happen, and now you're starting to move into something new, and you're not quite there, but it's like that feeling of just about is a gem in itself. That feeling of anticipation is a gem in itself. It's a beautiful space to be in. It's like I know this is going to happen now, but I'm really sitting present in this moment of coming out of such an icky space and recognizing that I'm allowing this moment of not quite reaching it, but nearly being present. Came out with the Ace of Cups in reverse, and that's like the sitting. That's why I feel like it's standing in the threshold of that door, not quite beginning something new, but they want us to enjoy this moment, because this moment, the moment just before you enter the door and into the bliss of recognizing that you can have what you're wishing for, is a beautiful moment that you can't bring back. You can't turn around after you've got everything right and go, oh, I want to really enjoy the peace and the quiet and the serenity just before all of the bustle of the celebrations happen. You can't go back. So this is the moment that if we start to enjoy the moments before, and just say to ourselves, the universe will supply. So let's enjoy these moments of allowing ourselves to rest, allowing ourselves to have fun, and just feel into that, then you are truly living. You have truly found the gift of being present. I love that. That's really nice. And then we have the Hermit, but the Hermit is in reverse. So here we are stepping out of Hermit is always an inner journey. He's somebody that goes within to find his spark, to find his light, but he can become reclusive through that. And then there's no action actually presented. It's the monk of the tarot. It's the one that goes into solace and doesn't and just learns how to value how they feel. And it's beautiful, but there is a moment where we want to ground that or bring that into our physical reality. We want to actually have something physically tangible that we work with. So then we have to step out of the hermit stage of, okay, I've done all this inner work and I see the light within myself. Now I'm going to step out of the cave and I'm going to really enjoy that sun on my face. I'm going to really enjoy what's coming. I keep on getting this feeling of something beautiful coming to humanity, or at least the people that are watching this, something that can be, and whether it's one of us or a couple of us might have this happen, and then when we start to share our story that this happens to us, then boom, it starts to happen to everyone that's in your reality as well, because 100 monkey syndrome, right? Like monkey see, monkey do. Humanity, they're showing me like a race and someone's in the Olympics and they beat that 1 minute mile or whatever, and then all of a sudden everyone starts beating it. But before, that first person that broke through that was the one that showed them that it is possible. And so there has to be someone who steps out of the unbalanced reality that we've been drawn into, only focusing outside of ourselves for validation, and realizing that we have way more contents within our own self, the contents of the imagination, the intuition, the ability to be able to be telepathic and stuff, which is some of the coded messages that came up in my last video. If you want to go watch that last video, it's beautiful. I try to really honor and respect the messages that they bring through, especially if I feel like it's profound, and they're really sharing a lot with me at the moment. So I've got a couple of other beautiful channel messages I want to bring out into video as well. So that's stepping out of the hermit and coming into the action. Really interesting too that it's not an action card, it's the hermit in reverse, which is reminding me of exactly the same feeling that I got from these two cards as well. And then we have the Tower moment. Now, the Tower moment can also represent a tower of shift, a change, a massive change in your life, something that's different, something coming into your life that's, whoa, hang on, I haven't experienced that before. And that can happen because we've been going on this treadmill of going round and round in circles with a logical mind, just taking us back into the loop of self-sabotage and overreacting and reacting different with people. And then we start to take a different place where we're starting to bring in our soul more. Our soul wants to have more respect of ourselves. So we start to approach these things with more respect, and we start to talk things out instead of just overreacting. And then we end up coming into alignment with some beautiful alignments of gifts and stuff like that. But it's never happened to us before. And because we've never actually stepped into that self-discovery of how far we can actually take ourselves into something different. Now, actually that dream being fulfilled, something actually coming into fruition for us, because we've never had that happen before so beautifully, so gracefully coming into our reality. It does feel like this literally happened to me when I broke up with my last partner that wasn't the greatest. And then I went into hermit stage, and then I ended up saying, this is what I truly need to respect about myself, and this is my self-worth. And then I said, what do I really truly want? I want to have a home, and I want to have a beautiful man beside me. And what happened? I end up finding a beautiful man, and we end up turning the key into a beautiful home that I'm in. And that felt like I was like a rabbit in a spotlight. Like I was like, oh my God, I've never had such big wishes come true so quick, so fast, and they're here. And then you just have to get used to that energy. So sometimes the Tower moment can feel like you're a little bit wobbly, even if it is something that you wanted to bring in. And that's not a bad thing. Shaking up too, because it did come in with that Hermit in reverse, shaking up the Hermit stage, shaking up the inner journey, and saying that we need to come out and do something physically as well. Then we have the 8 of coins that came out, 7 of coins that came out in reverse as well. So upright, this card represents like looking at, like she's like sitting there going, I've planted the tree. The tree is now coming into fruit. I'm looking at everything that I've worked on, all the hard labor that I've done, and I'm not filled my baskets yet. See? They're not filled yet. They're still on the tree. They're still just about ripening. So really similar message. It keeps coming through of being on the threshold of something new. And that's why they said every day you're a new you. They want you to really step into that feeling of even every moment. If something doesn't feel good, just take a deep breath and try to shift it. Even if you have to speak up for yourself, even if you have to actually physically speak up for yourself, even if you have to actually physically do something to shift it, but move it, keep it moving, keep your life flowing towards your goals, keep your life moving towards recognizing that the abundance or the fruition of your goals that you've set are actually in alignment with you, and it's just you're in a small waiting game of allowing it to ripen to the full potential that you really wanted. If she picks that fruit now before it's ready, then she will still have issues and problems because it'll be sour. It won't feel won't taste as great as what it would be if it was ripe, and so forth. Also, then when I asked for where this is all taking us, right, we get the 9 of coins, which is 9 of pentacles, a lot of abundance here. So we're starting off with the being in a threshold of the 10 of coins, and then we end up at the end of July sitting in the 9 of coins, which is just before the 10 of coins, right? So it is feeling fulfilled, feeling at peace with oneself, that you know with absolute that you can manifest whatever you truly desire. You do have the power. You know you can do this. This is something that you can bring in, and you now have the control because you've gone through all of the lessons that has brought you to this place where you realize what not to do. And so that means you've already filled the bottom of your bucket with understanding who you are and the value of who you are, and that you do have the absolute potential to be able to bring in and ground things that you really truly desire, that your self-worth is the bottom of the bucket. Your knowing of your abilities and taking that power back is the bottom of your bucket. And so no one can do anything with that now. They can't throw stones at you anymore, or bad words or anything at you anymore, because you've already made your solidness, you've made a very beautiful foundation. And that came in with the Palace of Swords, which is the Palace of Swords is in this deck of cards is another extra card, and I always see it as the environment that's around you. And swords are representing speaking wisdom. I literally see this, the card of grounding telepathy, grounding more wisdom into your reality, the environment around you is conducive to you being specifically, authentically you, even if it's not telepathy, right? But specifically, authentically you. And that is your environment. Now, your house that you your home that you have is your body, your mind, and this is enough now for you to step into bringing in the fruition of everything that you desire. So we're literally moving into this new space of awareness where we're starting to see the true value of our power. Excuse me. A true value of our power, and that's going to gift you a way like water through all the laws and restrictions, and moves you into recognizing you never had to do it that way. That was just illusion pulled over you, that there are many different ways in this world to move forward. And that you can be a way shower of the fact that someone can live in this world happy and feel satisfied and love who they are. But it doesn't necessarily mean, you've got a bank load of wealth behind you. It means that your validation of who you are knows that you can shift your reality to what you desire, rather than follow along with everybody else in the trudging of what they don't desire, because that's been programmed over us. You're stepping out of the program. You're stepping into trusting who you are, trusting the value and the power of yourself, and becoming the king, the queen, the emperor, the empress of your reality, and moving forward. That is the biggest gift that you could ever give yourself, because it means you can shift your reality and you don't have to keep following the status quo of a program system that's been pulling us into only looking outside ourselves constantly to validate who we are. That keeps coming up as well. That one saying, they keep bringing that in as well a lot at the moment. Hey, everybody. I better stop for a moment and say hi to everybody. Hey, I'll start from the top. Lady, Paula, Sarah, Julie, Jamie, Joe, Ferida, Liz, Lena, Lily. Thank you for that beautiful comment too, Lily. I saw on my last video. Liz, Debbie as well. Good morning to all of you, or afternoon, wherever you're coming from. It's morning here. So let's see what else is going to come forth for us in these essential needs. Every moment is a new you. You be all. We are so insightful and refreshing. Love it when you laugh. That's funny. I was saying something to my partner this morning, and anyway, it was to do with murderers. That sounds terrible, right? There was this big list of people that have murdered people, and most of them were either Gemini or Virgos. Actually, out of 28, 18 of them were Geminis or Virgos. Geminis and Virgos are ruled by the mind, ruled by Mercury. I'm Virgo times 5. And then I did this, apparently this evil laugh. He thought it was funny. Oh, okay, here we go. We've got a couple that's come out. I'm not sure. Do I take these two underneath? Yeah. Okay. So we have ancient grandmother teacher. I am the teacher that leads with self-knowledge. This is us stepping into our power. And, we constantly have been looking outside ourselves for somebody to guide us, to lead us, to show us the way. And, okay, there's moments when we definitely can look at other people and learn from them, right? But each and every one of us should be taking something different from that person, because each and every one of us needs to validate our own experience of being that grandmother as well. In other words, we're stepping into learning that we are the teachers as well as the pupils in this reality. And that's why, in reflection, if we see somebody that we think is amazing, that is also within you. And you cannot see that amazingness in that person unless it already resides within you as well. So that all you have to do is turn it back around and go, wow, if I see that in them, I should be seeing that in myself too. And this is what the teacher teaches us in the end, to value ourselves and how we see our world, how we see our outer world is so important, because it is a reflection of who you truly are. So that's beautiful. Then they have the seven sisters, which has come through as seven sisters, circle, sisterhood enriches my life. So this is literally your soul families coming in as well. When we come into living from the moment in our minds as well, where we're still enough to actually hear our soul speak, we are bringing in those of higher frequency that are our soul family with much wisdom too. And all of their wisdom that they've learned through their soul's journey can come in as well very quickly. So soul sister, and seeing ourselves as that, the more that you feel great about yourself, the more you're going to see this greatness in others. The more you judge others, the more you're judging yourself. Keep bringing it back to that circle rather than the circle of, I hate that person, I wish they wouldn't be in my reality, that person's really frustrating me. But they keep coming in and they keep, why? Because they're showing you something that you have been mind talk within yourself or feeling within yourself, and to literally let that person go. We need to let that go within us. And then they will, as soon as you find that core frequency of self-loathing, self-judging, unsupportive feeling within yourself, you'll watch that outside of yourself disappear as well. And we're learning this. This is the journey of the inner journey, bringing ourselves back and recognizing that we're creating from the inner out, not grasping from the outer in. Because whenever we grasp from the outer in, we are going round in circles. It's the opposite way. That's how we create. And then we have the priestess, and embody. I am embodiment of divine feminine. And she was in reverse, sitting down here. So we are to be in reverse is to be in denial of the power of the feminine. And see, all these messages are actually coming up again in this tarot reading that I brought through for the last channel. Really have to watch that channel message the video I just brought in. Anyway, it's on my homepage. So yeah, this is the denial of the feminine strength within ourselves, and trying to bring in alignment. I'm going to turn her up the right way. Excuse my throat. Trying to bring her into alignment of the power that she has, that is of equal, not more than the masculine logical self. The outer world is an equal reflection of our inner world. It's just that our inner world and how we feel, we can shift our outer world by the way that we see ourselves. We can shift our reality by seeing how our self-talk is going on and how we're really feeling about who we are. That then can shift the outside reality, but the outside reality has value. The logical side has value because it is the playground in which we actually play on. It is it is the separated world that we can actually have an adventure. But the inner world is something that we need to take, humanity needs to bring back into alignment with the masculine power. These things are of separate value, but when they come together and love each other like a yin yang, when the two hemispheres are working in balance within us, we are no longer fighting or warring within us. And then the wars outside of us start to die down as well, because that is the reflection of this inner world, this inner dialogue within us going squiff. Oh, I have a gut feeling or an intuitive feeling to do this. You can't do that. Logical mind, you've never done that before. Why would you try to do that? Logical mind starts to, bring up things that's happened in the past, and this happened, and if you ever get into that sort of scenario again, it's going to happen to you again. And the intuitive mind's going, no, this is my soul speaking. It's guiding me towards what I love. I just need to step into knowing that I truly am worthy of the outcome that I'm seeking. And so when we stop with that fighting, that's the fighting that we have within us. When we say to ourselves, I have an intuitive nudge to go here. And the logical mind goes, well, I don't know where that's going to take you, but I'm going to let go enough to see where it takes you. And I'm going to love the fact that you are showing me something new that I don't know about yet. And nothing is repeated exactly. Everything is changing. So everything that has happened to me in the past doesn't necessarily mean it's going to happen in the future. So I'm going to have a faith and trust that the soul or the intuition is guiding me on the right path. That is the two hemispheres coming together and working with value of self. And then the logical mind goes, I know how to do the action towards that. I know which, to pick up the phone and how to dial that number. I know how to work the physical reality. So it's it is working together with the intuitive nudge and also the imagination that can shift the story. Logical mind might have a logical story going on and it's really, really negative. I don't like that story, but I keep on trying to bring it into my life more and more and more, because just in case it happens again, I want to see it before it comes into my life so I can catch it. And then you just end up confirming to yourself, oh, I caught it. I caught the horrible stuff. I've put myself in a horrible net again. To stop that, we need to allow our imagination from our right hemisphere to come in and go, I know a different story. Let's go towards this different story. Okay, let's just be still enough. Let go of that story because we don't like that story. And we're going to focus in on carving or creating a beautiful story. That's what I did to be able to manifest a beautiful man and a beautiful house in my life. I didn't like the story that I had before of, narcissism and, finding someone cheating on me and being beaten up and all that sort of stuff. I didn't like it anymore. It was just getting worse and worse. So I just went, enough of that. I have the power. I have the reins to my own reality. I'm not listening to that story anymore. I'm creating a new story. What do I really, truly, truly, truly desire? And this is us coming into power. And when humanity really starts to get this, we're going to see all the wars die down. We're going to see all the fighting that is happening was a mere reflection of humanity's collective fighting and warring within themselves. And then it comes into one. And when you come into one, you open the pineal gland. And then you've got all these beautiful gifts coming to you because you are now coming from the oneness of self. You're grounding heaven, your utopia on earth. Pretty full on messages at the moment. Okay, so that's that. And I was thinking of doing a couple of these as well. Hello, Mona. Good to see you. And Sarah. Yeah, raspy throat. Yeah. I don't know. I just find in the morning, I think I just put it down to my age, and all of a sudden I'm coming from not speaking at all, waking up in the morning, and then I'm speaking a lot. That's what I see it as. But there, I don't know. Other than that, it's like I really don't. I probably should be exercising my throat before I actually go online. But it can be not speaking up enough. It can show that you're blockage in this area of not speaking your truth. But I know I speak my truth. I'm pretty full on. I think mine's more of a physical warming up thing. I mean, we do have a body that still needs to warm up, and I know I've been a singer before, and I knew that. Anyway, that's in my reality. So, okay, let's see what else comes up. We have passion falling, passion. Wow. What are you passionate about? If you don't know, ask yourself, what really gets me feeling excited? And it doesn't matter what it is, within reason of making you feel good. Not, honestly, it wouldn't go the wrong way anyway. What is your passion? What's your truest desires? Ask yourself that. If you haven't found it, then they're saying step into what makes you happy on this day only, or this moment only, and keep moving towards that. And then you'll start to see the pattern of what you keep going back to make yourself feel good or living in the moment. And that is your passion. Because you keep going back to it at this moment. That is your passion. Passions can change too, because they can evolve and grow into something new, into something different. Don't ever hold on to anything like the logical mind does and try to overprotect it and say, this is how the outside world sees me, so this is what I have to be. Allow your passions to flow and move. The love card fell out as well. So we had passion and love. One says, resurrect a childhood dream, let your passion take flight. And the other is, choose love, let your love become a powerful force for change. And that's literally what I was just saying. Allow the love of yourself in the moment to shift your passions to the desired outcome in this moment. It doesn't matter if you start with one thing and you're really passionate about it, and then all of a sudden you feel this shift of, I'm not so passionate about that anymore. I'm going to move into something else and have a crack at that. Playfulness. Play with these new energies. Play with them. Be like childlike and use the new energies to play and delve into. This is a physical world that is our adventure, our playground, our place that we can use to explore something that we don't know all the answers of. And it doesn't mean that everything is going to go all great all the time, but it does mean that you can move yourself around through these different choices of what feels comfortable and good for you. And everyone's going to have a different feeling of what feels good and comfortable for them. For me, it's speaking live and doing channel messages. This is who I am authentically, and I'm not going to ever change that because this is what I've always aspired to be, but I was holding it hostage, trying not to be that for so long, because I was scared of what the outside world would be like if I did. And now I'm stepping into it. But it doesn't mean that I hold on to it so dearly that it becomes only me. There are other passions that I have that float in and out of this. My family and my gardening and my cooking, and driving around. I love adventure and camping stuff. So there's all these other passions that we have, and they can weave in and out. And they can inspire each one. So sometimes when I'm on my own and have alone time, or I'm camping, I'll get this inspired message coming through. That's a channeling message. I write it down and then I end up. So it's that we want to work and play in all of this. Play in, but don't just say, this is who I am and that's it. It's very logical, where logic likes to compartmentalize and make it exactly that. Play with the energies, play with your work, and see where it can take you through playful energy as well. Okay. Well, we've got 40 minutes. I'll just do a couple more cards. Up from the depths, releasing difficulties is just come up. Good lesson there. Up from the depths, releasing difficulties. 6. Okay, so they're giving me the feeling of, see how she's walking up these stairs and it's cold and it's snowing, but there's the sun in front of her. But she's like not wearing, you know, a coat or a jacket. And to me, it's snowing on her. I don't know if you can see, it looks like it's snowing anyway. And to me, that would be like a difficulty of feeling the cold around you, or feeling this world, this environment that's around you that can be cold, that can be so compartmentalized and analytical. And then going, okay, but I know, but always facing the true north of your passions, of yourself, of who you are, and let that be your guide out of the difficulties. So moving towards that and out of the difficulties. You might see or sense or feel these issues coming up for you, but we keep on moving forward towards our goals, towards what we really, really love. If we do this through these, everything that they're bringing through is how we navigate through these new energies that are present at the moment for humanity. And they're not going to go away. They're only going to become stronger. So even if you did see this or view this like in a year's time, it's validating, because they're still going to be present. And it's just that you're coming to alignment a year later with this. It doesn't matter. And we're all going on different journeys. So don't judge others for their journey and where they're taking themselves in this moment. You can only save yourself and be the guiding light for another anyway. I find it really hard to, like, I'm shuffling, but not a lot of cards of wanting to come out. As soon as I say that, something falls out. We have balance, centered energy, and self-care. And that's literally the two hemispheres coming into balance, which I was literally talking about. And that fell out with Archangel Raziel, wisdom, inspiration, and the Akashic records. When we find balance within ourselves, we're going to open up a lot more gifts. We're going to bring in a lot more wisdom. We're not going to be reading this in a book. We're just going to know. It's just like this knowing. And also because of that, when you hear the truth, you will know it as the truth, because it's the truth of your soul. And that doesn't mean that everyone that you come in, that everyone is, everybody has their own truth of their soul's journey that they've gone on. And so you might come in front of someone and you see them as speaking the truth. And then somebody else who's coming from a completely different soul's journey will go to that person and won't even feel into that as the truth, because their soul's journey took them on a different loop. But both the truth, it's just that they're separated in a different perspective of life. And so they're creating or carving a new imagination, different imaginations on this beautiful earth, and earth wanted that to happen. So everyone's truths are going to be different. Just align yourself with the one that feels good for you, and you will start meeting the right people. That soul sister coming out, which is very Palladian, 7 sisters that came out before, which I've actually put back in. Yeah, 7 sisters. card coming back up again. Okay, well, I will open the, I'll do my animal card and then we'll open up the board for free chat bar readings. Okay, that goes there. And so we'll just see what the animals say. I like to end up on the animals. Shamanic had a dream of a hyena the other day, and it meant that when I looked it up shamanically, it meant that everything's in line for you to take action now and move forward. I like that. Okay. Probably also needs to laugh more. Okay. Animal message for this week. If we have a lizard regeneration. Oh, wanted to pop out of my hands. Lizard regeneration. This reminds me when I was in Uluru, ended up getting pulled out of this house. I knew I was going to go somewhere because I'd already been guided that way to go to Uluru with David Icke. We ended up in this place where we were just going to like a backpackers lodge that we were going to stay for one night before we went to Uluru. And I was there with him first, and up on the counter was this huge lizard. And I literally turned into Steve Irwin. And I never pick up huge lizards before, ever. I picked this lizard up and I'm shoving it in his face and going, isn't it beautiful? Can you see the beauty in that? And he's like, and I was thinking, why are you not seeing? Oh, okay, you don't think it's that beautiful? It didn't even click to me that he's somebody who's been taught all about the reptilians, and he was holding on to that story, and that story is a valid story. Absolutely, what he's saying is the truth, but not all lizards are that story. There's many fractions of many different species, and there's good and bad in absolutely everything. Okay, so regeneration. As a survivor, you are unparalleled. No matter what happens, you can adapt. Embrace your transformation. Put on your new cloak. You are the master of regeneration. And how cool is this that card came out when I called this, or they told me to call this, a new day. What is it? Oh, sorry, I actually forgotten what I actually called it. New day to be you or something like that. I'm going to pull it up. The title, Every Day is a New You. Every day is a new you, right? Oh my God. And what is this lizard teaching us? That every day is a new you. So keep on reinventing yourself. I think that's the overall message at the moment through all of these energies, is to keep on reinventing yourself until you feel so in love with who you are. Just keep on doing it over and over and over again until you're so in love with everything about you that you literally match the higher frequencies. Wow. Yeah, I like that too. That's cool. Okay. So yeah, I'll open up the bar for anyone who wants a free message. Just say a free card. Just say yes, please. And I will pull a card for you. Okay. Debbie Oliver. Debbie. Message for Debbie for July. Message for Debbie for July. Okay, we're going to take that one. It is the Four of Cups. Sorry, I literally feel like you're sitting and pondering and almost waiting. Patience is coming up for you. Okay. So when we are light workers or someone that's come from holding codes of the feminine power, which is manifesting in pretty much in real time, and light workers or people, star people, whatever you want to call them, people who come straight from highest perspectives into this grounded reality, come from, most of them, and the benevolence of themselves, that have the ability to be able to manifest in real time. And now that we are not in that flavor or that sort of energy, patience has brought up anxiety within somebody of, is this ever going to happen? And I'm getting this story for you of they're wanting you to calmly enjoy your days without worrying about where it's going to take you, because there is something coming your way anyway. And the more that you fit into the worry, the more you have to be patient. So the anxiety is literally holding that hand bound and not gifting you what you are desiring. So to bring it in is to embrace where you're at right now. Yeah. So it's with Debbie Oliver, and I think that's for a few people. It was pretty much one of the messages that came in the main reading as well. Who else have we got? Jennifer S. Jennifer S. Jennifer S. Jennifer S. Jennifer S. Jennifer S. There's one word that's standing out. I've got this suitcase underneath my computer that's holding it up. And there's one word that's standing out, and it's apartment. I'm just wondering if that's something to do with the location where you're moving into, or anyway. 4 of Wands. So 4 of Wands. Sorry. This looks like a fiery gate to... But 4 of Wands is also the 1111 card, higher manifestation card, opening the door towards something completely new, moving into a different sort of reality as well, within your own perspective of what your reality is now, to shifting up to something new. I am feeling like there might be some tower moments with you with this card for some reason, to be able to bring you into that by the end of July. So if something falls away from you during July, that's okay. Just let it be. Let it fall, because it was in alignment with your plans, your soul's plans anyway. Debbie resonates for sure. Yay. That's good. Okay, Justin. Just as I looked at your Justin, this card flew out, so I'm going to take it for you. It's the 2 of Coins. Finding balance within oneself. They're showing me the figure of 8, which is like connection within your 2 hemispheres and opening up that pineal gland. So there could be something, but it has to be finding balance. There's a choice to be made for yourself to go to, I need to choose my thoughts carefully. I need to choose my actions, my thoughts, my words. I need to understand that that is my power, that is me in a magician's role, creating and carving the path that I want. This is the choices that we are all making, but for some reason coming up big time for you. Yeah. And they showed me just then, for some reason, an Egyptian temple. So I'm just going to bring that up as that something to do with the magic of that. Could be a past life thing where you knew all this and you're coming back around to it, or something. Or yeah, I don't want to get too in depth with it, because that's like a full reading and there's other people. But yes, that's what I'm getting for you, Justin. Who else have we got? Okay, I'll pull a card for Joe. 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 Ooh, that just flew out over there. Palace of Cups. So this is an environment that you're surrounding yourself with. They want you to surround yourself with more environment that is conducive to the love of yourself, stepping away from it's like you've shifted something within your mind, and now it's time for it to become your environment as well, in reflection. So something new coming up for you there. And don't forget I also do one-on-one readings, intuitive guidance readings. I can use cards. I can just usually just channel through messages in the end. If you want a reading, just book that. The link's down below on my site, Codes to a New Reality. Okay, who else have we got? Maggie Smith. My devoted fans, Maggie Smith. I'm not sure. I have these thoughts and I put them out to the universe, but I am thinking of just challenging myself and going live for like 2 hours or something or more, just challenging myself and doing channel messages, and maybe go through Zoom so that I can bring up some videos that I've produced and stuff, and just do this whole big day of going live and having fun with it. If you guys are interested in something like that, be part of that. Okay, so for Maggie, you have the Empress coming out. I've just noticed, and the Three of Coins. Interesting too, because the Empress has 3, and so Empress is the third card as well. So threes might be around you at the moment, giving you signs that you're on the right path. Like this Three of Coins, he's literally stabbed into one of his wishes, and he's going, I'm taking that, that's mine, and becoming the power of that, nurturing it. See the Empress, she nurtures herself so much that there's this baby is representing her soul that's been nurtured, the spark within herself, which ends up enlightening every cell within you. And so you're now going off to find that wish that you really want. You're stabbing it and you're saying, this is mine, I own it, this is meant for me. There's something coming in July that is meant specifically for you, but they want you to say, I'm taking it. If you keep thinking that somebody else is more worthy, then it's not going to be of value to you as it should be. So be aware of that. That's coming in for July for you as well. You're welcome, Justin. Saying thanks. Okay, who have we got here? Who else is coming? Sorry, I have to go back up on my list again. People's, I don't think I did Cherie, did I? Cherie, a whole bunch fell out. No, we're not taking all of those. We only need 1 or 2 cards. Thank you. 1 or 2 cards for July. Bunches keep falling out for you. So just in that, I would say quite a few changes, quite a few things are coming up for you. Lots of messages are coming out for you in the month of July. You have the 7 of Cups. So 7 of Cups to me represents your imagination and starting to learn to value or control your imagination, to be pointed towards your passions, your true north, to be bringing that in. Whole heap of other ones came up. Look, 10 of Cups. So you're definitely moving towards picking the right story for yourself that feels good. Queen of Coins, but it was in reverse, and the Fool. Yeah, so you're taking a leap of faith into something new here. and in July, and just trying it out. You're using your imagination to carve a new path, and you are going to reap the rewards of it because you're standing in your power. You are literally jumping off the proverbial cliff into this, and now learning to let go of what the logical mind has been telling you is going to happen. So it's not going to happen. Yeah, you're changing. It feels like you're shifting your story up to something different or new, and just allow that to happen. Okay. Paranormal is a nice Brazilian podcast. Lizzie. I'm going to take that one. Three of Swords. The Three of Swords is literally something coming at you that could be feeling a bit like heartbreaky, something that happened in the past that might be reliving you, just not as it was in the past, but just to show you to turn it. They want you to turn it around this time, instead of falling victim to it, or to turn it around and go, I deserve better. I deserve better, and I am going to now move my life towards that better outcome. I just picked one more card for you. Yeah, there's a lot of mind going on, so that might need to be shifted during the month of July, so that something that had happened that's not so great, but it is a gift in itself, because when you get this, when you start to get this, and this has happened to me heaps, where something will come back at me, and then I'll go, yeah, okay, I'm not going to point the finger at that person. I'm going to look at myself. Why would I feel that way? Why am I allowing this to give me such a big impact? What can I change within myself that's going to empower me? What thoughts are they showing me that I've already had within myself before they came along? That's detriment to the value of who I truly am. Yeah, so there's a big lesson there. Okay, guys, I will leave it there. Thank you so much for being part of this journey of mine. And it's going to carry on for the rest of my life. I know it. I don't know where I'm going to go with all this, but I am going to keep moving forward, just like you guys. So until next time, don't forget, I do channel messages on Thursday. You can come up on the chat bar and ask a question if you want, but I am pretty focused on those channel messages when they come in live on Thursdays. I love doing lives with you guys so that you can see that I am doing what I'm doing, and it's not something that I'm pre-recording and just pretending. I literally am moving into the feeling of these new messages as they come through. And sometimes even my logical brain will come up and stop the channel messages a little bit, but most of it is just fluid. It just pours out of me, and I love that we have this collaboration together so that I can show you where you guys are going to go, because this is humanity's potential for everyone. This isn't just for me. This is a gift for everyone. Channeling, the ability to be telepathic, is where we're going. It's the new us. So love you guys. Thank you. Bye.